Good evening.
Good evening to
How
you
are
too.
you?
Really good, really good.
Great. When is your flight tomorrow?
Um, we will arrive on 2:30, I
Okay.
think. Yeah,
Okay, great. So when is your flight in the morning? No, at 10?
yeah, 10 something. Yeah,
Okay. So
it's
from here
pretty.
you're going straight to bed and in flight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I'm not sure about, do you know how you're getting from the airport to your hotel?
Uh, I was reading on the internet that maybe there are some share taxis
Great.
or something like this. Yeah,
Okay.
that seemed
Okay.
like an option.
Okay, great.
Well, I will find something.
Yes, okay. And you got the email about the thing on Saturday morning? You have all the okay info.
Yes,
Five
thank you
minute
very much.
walk. Oh no, no problem. Just so you know, it's a 5 minute walk. And hey everybody.
Hello, hello.
So we will start
היי.
in 3 minutes.
Wow, what is it getting?
ומזל טוב ליעל היום.
Mazal tov. Happy birthday to Yael.
Thank you.
Yali.
Mazel tov.
And I'm with Liana's lipstick, the Rebels.
You're sharing all our secrets. They're having fun, girls. Party night.
Party day.
Party day. Wow. Did you find shoes?
Yes.
Yes. Can I see?
I was planning to come, but it's in the car.
Okay.
So let's get the entities to the party.
They're here. They're always here. Just say, wait.
ליאנה, כתבת עכשיו שזה מתחיל? את רוצה שאנחנו נכתוב?
אני כתבתי שזה מתחיל. מה, בצ'אט כאילו?
לא, בפייסבוק.
רשמתי. שעוד 10 דקות מתחילים.
אוקיי, בוא נגיד לזה.
הנה, מצטרפים עוד, אז אנחנו כבר נמתין. Hey everyone!
Hello, hello.
Shalom
Wow.
לכולם. I'm not going to translate if it won't be necessary. So just to say, I'm Liana Greenberg. Hi everyone. I'm an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator and a Talk to the Entities Facilitator. And this is Andres.
Nice to meet you. I'm András Palacsko from Hungary, also an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator and Talk to the Entities Facilitator. So, what magic can we create together?
How does it get any better than this? So Andres, we decided to do this Zoom. We were asked, actually. Thank you, Yael and Ronit, for asking us to do this Zoom because a lot of strange things are happening now around our area, and there was always strange things, but this time you can feel the energy of the entities all around. And I want to say to everyone that I got many phone calls this week, more than usual, like twice as much or more, and of telling me that things are weird and there's a sense of a lot of more entities than ever. So we'd like to talk about that and how we handle that in our day-to-day life, actually. So Andres, if you can start.
Wow. Oh. um, so, the sense that there are more entities, it's an, I think it is a very exciting news because I had many questions about coming to Israel and what can we do there, and somehow I have some deep connection with Israel. I don't know what it is exactly. I maybe if I have some more questions, I will be aware. But but everything in the last couple of days, a week, uh, just started to point there, and. And as I was asking questions, I realized that we might have to uh, approach from a total different angle than usual. Do you need to translate now, or shall I go on?
מישהו צריך תרגום? No.
Okay, great. So I experienced that sometimes entities show themselves when they are ready to change. And if they come with a huge number, that maybe this is the time for the change. And yeah. I'm like vortexing or something. so I asked Maya, who is also a Total Entities facilitator, that what if there was already a change and we just need to acknowledge it? How in the last couple of weeks, I attended a amazing class with Dane. I don't know if any of you been online with its orgasmic class or not, but we created a huge change there, and it continued for me as I was at a festival, at a concert, and I experienced some incredible oneness with the lake, with the people, with everyone. It was for the first time for me. It's not like a theory of oneness, but actually, yeah, that was kind of shocking. And guess what? The next guys on stage, there were some Israeli guys. I think they came from a kibbutz with 30 families, and they did great music, and they started expressing something with along the line of this big change, and wow. And then this morning, someone came to me who had some Jewish-related issues to solve, and everything looked like there is a big change already going on. And what I experienced from Access so far, that we can really fuck ourselves up when we don't acknowledge the change, what we created.
Oh.
And one of the big change that came out of Dane's class was that the war is over. The war is over. we don't need to fight this reality in order to have the reality of possibilities. And wow. So what if the war is over and we can we can choose something different, not as a opposite, like peace, like the opposite of war or anything, but what would be our life like if we can really choose now something that is not based on the past or wow. So and you know the girl this morning who came to me with some things about entities and she said from early childhood my slip of tongue is always we, never I, but we, and I, yeah, we are several here, and they don't want to leave because we can do something really something together, and as we ask questions, it turned out to be rather sad story or not. They were like Holocaust victims or survivors or whatever, survival on a level of being infinite beings. Not survival as their body did not last, but we had to do one thing to let them go and have their peace, is that they had to acknowledge, and we had to show them that there is peace. It's not that war anymore, and I know that area is like we survive together. Hungarians are like this too. We've been always invaded and whatever, and so many similarities to Jewish people. Like we have to stay together, and then we can survive. And I guess the Muslims are kind of like this. If we are together in our thing, that then we can survive. And I wonder that, can we please acknowledge that we survived?
And so we chose that we chose that.
Yes, and yes, we did it, and now we can choose not to survive, but to be whatever we want to be.
Yes. You know, coming to a place like Jerusalem, thank you for this, really, with the attitude of not the war is over, to a place that has so much war inside there, and for so many years, and fighting battles over land and over memories and over religion. We decided to do this class over there. I want to cry.
Yeah, I totally get it.
We decided to do this class over there because we sense change, possibility for change. So many stuck entities and thoughts that we can just change, come with our awareness and start changing things that weren't possible until now, in a way, or until we decided that no matter what, we're going over there to see what can we do. And this is pretty amazing. And I can't stop thinking about the 10,000 in consciousness and that contribution for our class. And thank you. This is what I really want to say. Thank you for choosing this. This could truly be amazing.
Yes. And, so there is this question: can you sense more anti-consciousness energies now? In a way, yes, and on the other way, strangely, no. it's buzzing. It's like, okay, there is the anti-consciousness, but somehow there is the willingness that maybe not for everyone and everything. Like there is a House of Terror at Budapest, and when I pass by, I always wave, "Hi, if you're ready to go, I can help you." And sometimes they choose it, sometimes some of them stays, but there's always a little bit more and more and more, and now it's a massive energy. I sense that it is ready to leave. And wow, it's like entities cannot control you, cannot do anything with you or to you unless you choose to be unaware, unless you give your permission to do this. And the first thing we can do is just acknowledge them, and somehow when I had a foundation class at the last 4 days, and we were at Lake Balaton, which is the biggest freshwater lake in Central Europe, and we went there, and we just, okay, are there any nature entities like water entities there? And we just opened up and led them into our awareness, and immediately something started to shift. They started to contribute us with really fun and laughing energies. And sometimes there are some not so funny and not so laughing energies, but also as we acknowledge them and see them, we don't even have to oppose or do any big thing with them. Just by acknowledging them, we are not in the influence anymore. And as we acknowledge it, we can acknowledge our power also. That if we are not under the influence, then we have our power, and what do we choose now? And it can really, really change everything. And I think the time is now for that. Yeah, I think I know. Pardon my language.
So Ona is asking why so many people afraid from entities, and how can we change that?
Basically, by having the right knowledge. When we're afraid of entities, Access gives us this beautiful tool, like light and heavy. It is not a feeling. It's it is like awareness, and the fear is a feeling. And what if you let the fear there, but you go to your awareness? Am I bigger, or the entities are bigger? Which one is lighter? Without going into the feeling. And, and if you get that you're bigger now, you're greater now, then can you please stay with that awareness? And how does it change the fear? What is the fear? Maybe it's an awareness of your power, or the awareness of the entities fearing you, or or what else is possible there?
I would like to add that people are afraid of the unknown and unseen mostly, and awareness is unknown and unseen as well, and we are not afraid of that. It's just a knowing. It's just information, flowing of information between us. Most of the time, the entities are here to contribute something, if it's knowledge or helping them in some way or giving us something. So just maybe one of the things is just to ask a question and wait for the answer, whatever it will be. Just ask a question. What would you like from me? How can I contribute? This is, from my experience, is the most thing that helped me not being afraid, because the fear came from religion and television and a lot of misconceptions of what entities are. So the knowledge here is crucial to understand why not to be afraid of them, but start to communicate with them.
And my first, at least in this life, my first really conscious contact with entities, I participated in one of Shannon's online Talk to the Entities classes, and I asked the question, okay, is there an entity who wants to talk with me? And it turned out that there was one who wanted me to be a connection between her and my partner, Maya, because she wouldn't listen. So I was the one willing to speak. So, and Maya was working on her university thesis, and she was like almost depressed, pushed down, and all barriers up. And I walked to her. So what's going on? I I don't really feel very well, and yeah, it's almost like depression. And you know, there is someone here who wants to talk to you, and it turned out that it was her great grandma who was the first university professor of mathematics and philosophy, who was a woman. At least in Hungary, she was the first one, and she came to give help to Maya, and all the uh, depressive feelings that she sensed an invisible something, someone approaching, but she pulled up all barriers uh, uh, without realizing her doing that. And the thicker the walls were, the harder great granny pushed it. Let me in, let me in.
Wait, Andrew, just a question. Who was depressed, the grandmother or the feeling she felt
Maya,
yes,
Maya,
but she felt the depression of the grandmother, or she felt
no.
this is what happened to her when entities came. She felt she became.
It was she was depressed because there were the walls
Okay,
she put up, and her own walls made her depressed.
Okay, yeah.
And as grandma was hammering the walls, she felt really strange, like I'm under siege. They are fighting me. And as I helped her to realize that it is not like that, and you can pull down the walls and let her in. She came with a very loving, warm presence and help. Oh, shit! Sorry. I don't know where to stop it. Sorry, it's someone else in the other room. Maya is working on her, but she left her phone here. But so anyway, so the fear and the depression and the pushing away belonged to Maya, but not because the entity was somehow bad or not loving or not caring, but because, okay, this is a suspicious thing. I don't want to look at it. And as she stepped over the fear, she could receive the contribution. So many times that fear or funny feelings, they don't even belong to the entity. It might be just your fighting against your awareness. Yeah. So what else is possible?
It's a good reminder to remember that a lot of our relatives are entities now, and they would like to communicate.
Yeah, and just remember, someday you might be an entity too. Or how do you want to be treated?
Exactly. Noah is asking, how do you distinguish between an entity that is an entity to release and poke and pod, and an entity that is here to help you and to communicate with you?
You can ask a question always. That's the best thing. So, truth. Are you here to communicate? Are you here for clearing? Are you here to contribute? Are you here to force a point of view on me, or do you respect my being, or you try to do anything with it and don't make a point of view about it? Because if I see it, or okay, I know it, then I can have the choice. And yeah, so the only real peace and security can come from the awareness and acknowledging what do you know. Yeah. So,
we can say that if we're going to finish like in 2 minutes, so if anybody else wants to ask a question, now is the time. And just another thing on the distinction, distinguish between them is that you start to communicate as you're communicating with the person standing in front of you, and you're aware of his of what he wants from you, like a person. When you practice, and you can see just by asking what and how can you contribute to them. She said, thank you for this question you gave. So we would like to invite everyone. We're doing an intro night on Sunday in Tel Aviv, in a very central place, in Tachana Merkazit, and it's at 5:30. It's a place called Yud Dalet Shlos, and it's an intro night. And intro on Monday in Jerusalem, and the beginners class is on Tuesday and Wednesday at Jerusalem as well. And Andresh is coming tomorrow to Israel. Yay! For the second time. Thank you so much for coming. And do you want to say something?
I'm very thrilled and honored and wow. So whatever it will look like, I think we can create something great together.
Yes. We want to change things. We said we don't know what it's going to be in Jerusalem. We have these very weird energies all the time, but we said we're going to do it, and we're going to do it and do it. And whatever it will look like and whatever change is required, we are there for that. And we are so pleased and happy and pleasured to be in this place. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who joined us. And more about Akasis is on Facebook. And you can contact us if you have any questions or anything. Yeah. So I just have a nice flight to Israel.
Thank you.
Have a good Shabbos in Jerusalem and have fun. And I'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
תודה רבה.
תודה. Welcome.
Hello.